Hi, this is Brad Willis. I'm the moderator of the MetalStorm fan group located on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/MetalStorm fan group. As of this moment, I think we've got around 400 members. We have some of the best players in the world, a lot of new players, and a whole ton of in between. Nice place to get to not only know some of your fellow MetalStorm players, but to pick up some tips and some techniques, and you might have something to share yourself. One of the members asked me to do a review on the Reaper, which is in the agility class, as you can see. So I figured I'd comply with that. And let's talk a little bit about Reaper. Agility plus 15, amongst the best in class. Nothing to complain about there. Very solid. Speed plus 13, amongst the best in class. Same for damage at plus 7. I think best in class are plus 12 with Warlord and Striker. And armor at plus 5 is also amongst the best in class. It will give you a little more damage protection. I'm not sure if the best in class is plus 10 or plus 7. I want to say plus 7 Striker, but I could be wrong on that. So it's statistically it's a good plane. What don't I like about it? I don't like the fact it doesn't have an energy boost. With my style, I use a lot of energy, and I don't have any extra in this plane. And I do a lot of rolls. I try to come at them from odd angles. I try to fly very fast sometimes. All that stuff burns a lot of energy, and so you have to really watch your energy with this plane. I also don't like the fact that it is not as stable as some of the planes. I'm going to clear my throat. Excuse me for a sec. I used to describe it as kind of a rocket on a skateboard. You know, it's fast. Certainly you can turn it, but there are some planes that have that real locked-in, precise feeling. Wrath might be the best in that regard, R-A-T-H, and I'm not saying it's the best plane. It's actually not. But it just has a real solid feel. And Spectre does, and there's a bunch of others that do. This one has kind of a loose or slightly floppy feeling that I don't like. It's a pretty good plane. It's probably in the upper third of the agility class planes. I just don't think I think there's better choices, let's put it like that. But I wouldn't discourage someone from buying it either. We're going to do an auto match here in a minute. Now, this is always challenging for me for several reasons. I'm using stock cannon and credit missiles, and almost everybody and their mother is using coins these days. So just that in and of itself makes it very difficult to win, and then you couple that with the fact that you have a lot of lag and a lot of problems in the game. Good luck. You know, it's very, very difficult. But we're going to try, and we'll do our best, and hopefully we can get a win out of it. And if nothing else, at least it'll give you an idea as to the handling characteristics of the plane. So we're going to auto match, and I'll tell you a little about what I think my opponent, what they're doing, what their plane's doing, what my plane's doing. We'll take it from there. So we got another Reaper, similarly outfitted, and that will make it a little more of a fair game, I think. So let's go ahead and fire, and we're going to dive like crazy. We're going to come up. We tried to evade that first shot. There he is again. Now you see my energy on the left-hand side, and it's really a challenge. Now he got a good shot on me there. We're going to turn, and we're going to roll very hard and try to get a quick shot in there. Do the same here again. He's a pretty good player, as you can see, I think. Again, I'm always got to watch my energy on this plane. He might not, because everybody's got a different style. And my style, as you can see, is more of a fast, come at him hard. And we did get a shot on him, and we got him. I don't have much energy, much armor left, I should say. So he spawned right in front of me, but we didn't get a good shot on him. We didn't have time to lock. But it's not going to take much for him to blow me up. I'm just going to try to be cautious around the guy and try to get some shots on him and try to stay out of his wheelhouse. Now I'm going to go ahead and spin, come around him, see if we can't get a shot on. We did, and we had a decent shot. It just didn't track. And as you probably know, these Rams just don't track nearly as well as, like a Bisno or particularly a Lancer or something like that. We're just going to follow that arrow around, see if we can't get a shot, try not to hit the ground. Just go ahead and spin. I'd like to hit him, but more importantly, it's not to get hit. So you got to be careful. And again, this is a solid player. There's nothing wrong with this guy at all. And I think he's got a decent shot at tying this thing pretty quick. But again, we're just going to use that speed. I'm doing okay on my energy so far, so that's not too bad. Now, this plane sometimes, it also reloads a little slow. I don't know if that's fair to say. It doesn't have a reload. This thing, he's trying to open it up and come at me from a distance. So we're going to just keep firing and be prepared for him to come around very hard. And you can see what he's doing here. He's kind of slowing down. I'm doing the same. He's trying to get a little bit closer to the ground. We'll go ahead and roll and try to get a shot off on him. We'll do the same again. See if he pops up. And he may do the same thing again. That's a risky strategy for him, though, because while he's trying to open distance on me, of course, it gives me a chance to crank off a couple shots at him. So we got 22 seconds. He's getting me awfully close to the ground. I have to be very careful not to hit the ground. In fact, I just gained a little bit of distance, which opened me up a little bit, but I felt a little more comfortable with it. Now you can see we were able to roll into him and get a couple of shots on him. We just want to keep those missiles flying at him. I almost crashed. Got to be careful not to do a couple more shots at him. Let's see, we're not really tracking too well. And I think we're out of time here. We pretty much are. So that was actually a better matchup than I had hoped for. I did a couple of practice runs against these crazy guys with lag and Biznos, and it wasn't real pretty. This fella has the same plane that we do, and he has the exact same weapons that we do. So it gave you a real good look at it from both perspectives, from our perspective behind the wheel, I guess you might say, and then his, being the opponent, of course. So I think you could see that the plane is solid. Again, it's not a plane I would talk somebody out of buying. It's not my favorite plane either. I used to use it a lot. There was a day where I think Reaper was almost kind of, for agility class, I think it was kind of the king of the sky. Or close to it. I don't think it is anymore, but I do think it is a solid plane. Again, you could probably do better. With Warlord, or if they reoffer Spectre, I think that's a better plane. Or, there's a number of them. Maybe even Wrath. With a little more stability to it and some damage protection and that kind of thing. But I'll tell you, Reaper let's go back and take a look at it. I think it's very solid. As I mentioned a little earlier, I think it's probably upper third of the agility class planes, and certainly there are some advantages to it, especially with the speed. Again, I'm a little rusty with the game itself. I haven't been playing much for the last couple of weeks, and I haven't been playing Reaper much either. So if you really can stay on that speed, you can use that to your advantage along with the agility. And you can definitely win some games if you get this plane locked down. So that's a review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the remarks section here on YouTube. I do appreciate your time. And as always, we look forward to seeing you in the skies playing MetalStorm.